But speaking of excitement, I can't fake this excitement because it's actually pretty cool. This is the 116th episode, y'all. We here. We got Matt on the ones and twos. Mm-hmm. We got Connor on the studio C coming in and out with a haircut that should be, questionable, given his association with. Not just kidding.
Shout out to Connor.
Shout out to Connor. Shout out to Biz. Shout out to everybody here. Yeah, this is the 116th episode, so we feel like it was kind of cool to kind of be on brand a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, can't have too much 116 on.
Yeah, right.
Like, got enough.
Ace told me I could have wore the shirt behind him, but I was like, we ain't gonna. I'm gonna let Ace.
Yeah,
Ace
we both dark skinned.
Ace hold it down.
We're both dark skinned. That
would have been like, are y'all twins?
I was like, no, we look like brother and sister slick.
Facts.
So yeah, this is the 116th episode, and I think it'd just be cool to kind of dive into like, how this thing started. But before we get into like, how does it feel like 116th episode? I forget when you joined, but how does it feel like having this celebration type moment?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Being in broadcasting for so long, you can't always gauge everyone's passion and like even like their longevity and how they see shows going. I've worked with shows where, because I've done this for so long, you think you're gonna go for as long as you can, and then you only last like 10, 12 episodes. You know what I'm saying? So I was just honestly, I didn't want to think anything of it. I wanted to just enjoy the ride, and seeing that we've been able to take this as far as we have with as many guests as we've had. Ace, I thought we was going to run out of guests. I'm not going to lie. But we've been holding it down. Shout out Matt and Dee and Elsa and Shannon and of course you. We've all been really to be able to hold it down. And it doesn't feel like it to you? This is like it's been 116 because you've been here since the beginning. So
it does feel like this, not that I'm surprised we're still at it. I'm like, I guess this thing is still going. It's like, because I don't know what the intention was when it first broke. I mean, you weren't here at the start, but you've been here so long. I feel like you've been here like a year plus, probably 2 years.
It feels like, I think it's been a year plus.
So it's like this thing has been going strong. There's been like great conversations and people have been listening. So I'm just more so like excited and also kind of surprised that this is still a relevant platform for people to want to subscribe to, because I didn't see myself in this role particularly, right? So it's like, on one end, I'm surprised. On the other end, I'm like, I see God's faithfulness in it.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, thinking about, talking about like how this thing started, I think it'd be good to kind of talk through how this whole thing kind of popped off. So this was like 2022 summer playlist. 2022, we had the Summer 22 playlist, and we had a theme and ethos built in. It was called We Are the Movement. Shout out to my brother Marcus Hollinger, who's amazing. Marcus is a legend. Like, I mean, he's no longer at Reach Records, but he's still very much a part of the culture here and built some amazing things. So we did a filming episode for the Summer 22 playlist. And we built out this really cool space. The space was super dope. I think Matt, did you film it? Yeah. So it was the space was so. We should probably do like a certain episode there just to kind of bring it back full circle. It probably costs too much to do it all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you, but Ben Washer cut the check. But it was we did like a roundtable discussion. It was put together so fast, Meah. Like,
oh really?
Marcus was like run. It was because summer playlist. Sometimes we be rushing. We don't be having our stuff turned in slick. So we kind of was like putting together. The marketing team sometimes gets on the A&R team for. You guys don't give us the music till June, and you want to market a summer playlist that can't come out till August. Hey, it's our fault. Fans, I'm sorry. But we be having a lot going on. So anyway, I remember we kind of like putting together plans, and Marcus had this idea, let's film this talking episode and series about the 116 movement, Christian hip hop, and how we are the movement. We had brought in guests and some of the artists on the playlist. It was put together probably like in a week. And we did like, I think probably did like maybe 6 episodes. It was we did like small segments. So me and Mark is like, hey, I'm leading the conversations. Ace, you being the A&R of the playlist. Can you like co-host with me? And I was like, cool, I guess, right? I'm not scared to talk. And so we did that, and I was co-hosting. And I remember seeing the clips after we filmed it. And I was like, yo, this show was kind of dope. Like, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing for real. Marcus was leading the conversations. Marcus is a natural like communicator. Lecrae was on, What Up RG, all these different guests. And Holy Culture, shout out to Trick, at the time was in the early stages of launching the Holy Culture Radio. This is before he had the Sirius XM partnership. He seen that episode and those different episodes for the Summer 22 playlist and was like, yo, I love what y'all did there. What if we did that like on a consistent basis and it could be powered by our Sirius XM channel? And that's kind of how it started. And so Marcus brought me in. We filmed a few pilot episodes. And I was thinking, yeah, this will be a little thing.
Yeah.
Before you know it, I'm filming every Friday. I'm like, yo, what we doing?
Yeah.
What started off as like me just being like dedicated to the vision here, actually kind of grew into like, no, like we're gonna like be change agents in the podcast space.
Yeah.
And be a real voice to, give platforms and conversations to Christian hip hop. Yeah. So it kind of like grew into a cool thing that is like 116 episodes still going.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part since you learned? Because I love that you said change agent. I've heard my pastor say that a couple of weeks ago of shifting the podcasting space. What have you enjoyed most about it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like one of the most amazing things about it is giving space and platform to like up and coming and not as huge yet artists that are kind of like, we heard a few songs, but we don't know your visibility. So I think that has been really cool to platform certain people and give them a space for the artists to connect with them. And I think that's been, because like, at Reach, we obviously cannot sign every artist that we like, but what we can do is invest in the culture. And I think this is a tool which helps us do that. And I think that's been fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to think about the guests that I've really been, artists like Sajay, artists like, Sam Rivera, artists like Lee Vossi, Queen Lee, Dante Pride. It's been really cool to have that. So
yeah. That's really good.
So we got a cool thing that we've done. We went out to the social media team to ask some of the fans, get some live questions to submit for us to kind of talk through. Because we was like, man, what are we going to do for this 116th episode? Shout out Matt. Didn't really know what he was doing, but put this together. And I think it'll be cool for people to ask us questions.
Yeah,
so, I mean, maybe you can kind of kick it off.
Yeah, I can go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and dive into some live questions. So we got... We're
going to say these apps?
Forgive me.
We're going to say these names?
I think it'd be fine for us to say that. I get a low key shout out. Now, listen, forgive me if I butcher your name, okay? But Johannes Bulcho.
I'm about to say
YouTube.
Johans.
Johans are on YouTube. How has the mission evolved as Reach has been around for over 20 years?
Man, I feel like the mission has evolved in that it's like it's not as cliquish as it probably was.
Oh, really?
I feel like initially there was like a 116 click, which kind of felt at times, because I ain't gonna lie, and I've said this to Lecrae before, I wasn't one of like the early adopters of 116 movement. I was kind of like brought into it as it was sizzling and kind of popping off. So it felt like a movement that brothers banded together, but it also kind of felt a little exclusive at times to like different denominations, different expressions of the faith. So I felt like now it's like, yo, you believe in the gospel, you believe in the Trinity, the tenets of the faith. Yeah. Cool. Let's band together and do kingdom work together. We may disagree on certain, doctrine or certain things here and there, but everybody's invited to kind of be a part of the movement. And I kind of felt like, I don't think that was the case earlier. I think Lecrae would even say like, man, we were kind of exclusive to who we brought alongside that movement. And now it's a little bit more inclusive of different like worldviews that are rooted in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's good.
Do you feel like any of that was true or nah?
What about the exclusivity?
Yeah, maybe it's something I noticed when I first came around.
That's why I was honestly really surprised you even say that answer, because I didn't. But I will say that while I don't think you guys were expressive as far as being like Reach 116 click only, but over time, things like the playlist, different things like that, there's the unity of being, okay, we want to be able to support as many people as we can, has been more expressive. So I will say that the community of it all, y'all have done a great job of expressing.
It's gotten more
expressive.
Yeah. And I think there was, I remember Ruslan telling me this. Shout out Ruslan, killing on YouTube, best pivot game ever. He mentioned how like, man, I felt like there was a season in Reach where, even in Christian hip hop, where it was like, yo, this tribe is this tribe. Now it's like, nah, look, shout out to people like Dill and Holy Smoke Fest. And now there's like a lot more camaraderie, public facing. Yeah. Where artists who probably don't always agree on every doctrinal, thing, they're still like, hey, let's put that to the side, let's do a song together. Where I felt like in early Christian hip hop and the 116 movement, it was a little bit exclusive. You know what I'm saying? So who else we got?
Let's see. We got at Samuel_turquoise on Instagram.
This is gonna be. I'm just gonna smile these names.
Can you name every current and former Reach artist debut album? Oh, this is like trivia.
See y'all later. I'm out.
Let me tell you something.
Meah, you got it. Can you name a few?
Okay.
Should we start every name current and former?
Current.
Should we start with current?
Okay, so start with Cray.
Okay, let's. Okay, can you do Cray's whole catalog?
No.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yes, you can. Every album.
Every album. Okay, not in order.
Okay, who can you do? Who
can I do? I mean, I could probably do. I mean, probably Enike.
Okay, let's do Enike. Let's do it.
Okay, so
let's do it.
First project was Exit.
Okay, facts.
And then I want to say what The Decision maybe.
Okay, you're good. You're killing it. Okay.
Are we counting double singles? Does that count?
It kind of counts.
Okay. I know I'm butchering this. I was going to say Stepping in the Light, maybe.
Okay.
And then I want to say what, Enike?
Yeah, you talking.
And I think that's it. I would like to think that'd be it as far as Enike. But if I miss something, sorry, sis.
Okay.
You know I love you.
Okay. But let's can you name 1K Few's first Reach Records project?
First Reach Oh man, that's what Fettuccine.
Yeah. Okay. What's the name of the project?
It was like something like It's Never Too Late. Am I right? Give me my ring, bro. Give me my 116 live trivia ring.
All right.
Okay, that's all I can do.
I'm gonna try to do Lecrae's whole album catalog.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like Lecrae is an artist that I can try and it fumble and he won't like kill me or crucify me for it.
Right.
Shout out Cray. After the Music Stops, Real Talk, Rebel, Rehab Overdose, Church Close 1, Gravity, Church Close 2, Anomaly, Church Close 3, All Things Work Together, Let the Trap Say Amen, Restoration, No Church in a While.
You cooking, Ace.
And then we got Church Close 4 and Reconstruction.
Ace, I think you went in order too. That's what I'm very impressed on. You went in chronological order.
So Spotify, is it Wrapped or Warp? What's it called?
Wrapped,
Spotify Wrapped. I'm terrible. Lecrae may or may not have been in my top every year. I'm a real Lecrae fan. Like,
I feel you.
I listen. I think he is. Yeah, he's one of my favorite artists. You know what I'm saying? Like even before I started working, it was like Kanye. I was listening to Kanye and everything else, and you know Kendrick, and I'm Lecrae's right up in there.
In the mix.
Yeah. So hey, I feel pretty good about that.
Okay, so
you want to do one more? Or you think you want to? What do you think?
Here's a good one. It says, I'm gonna say Yoki DTV on YouTube. It says, can we get a mixtape with just the women? Enike, Reese, shout out Reese Lachey, Jackie Hill Perry, Toya Love, child like Cece, etc. Man, listen. It would be great, and I'm excited for what the future has. I'll say that.
Yeah, you know what? I think I like the idea, but I felt like when I've talked to Enike about something like this before, it generally and specifically when it's an idea proposed by men, I have felt her confidently say, you know, that's something that can happen, but it needs to happen like from the women organically.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when it's like, you know, you see something that's happening in culture and you see certain unrepresented groups have a moment.
Yeah.
Generally, so what happens is dominant culture or majority culture, or in this case, men will be, hey, y'all girls, why don't y'all just get together and do a little? And it's like,
you want it to be authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that can come across like a play at times. So I feel like if it's naturally organic, like even like the conference you're at this week, like Women Involved, if it's happening and the women are rallying around it, we'll amplify it, we'll support it. But I don't like it. I don't know if it needs to be like a project that's being decided upon by people who are not women. I feel like the women should lead that. And if they want to do that, they'll figure it out. And
I don't think I don't think it doesn't people wouldn't be tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it would be anything where people wouldn't want to hear it, or I don't even think it sounds far off for it to happen within like the next like
That's true.
5 or so years, you
That's
know,
true.
so especially with the movement we're in. But I think time, I'm big on not forcing anything.
Okay, I think that's the word I'm trying to say. I don't want it to be forced.
Because you can hear it. And then you want for the artist to be excited doing it too.
Yeah,
you want people like, here, dang. Like, you don't want for it to be
you
like
want it to be
that.
like We Are the World type records.
Right.
Where it's like, hey, we're going to throw all the who's who and make this world hunger anthem.
Yeah.
And it's like Michael Jackson's in that thing, like, bro, I don't even like y'all, so I'm out.
That is such a good analogy.
I think I've learned at Reach Records and made some mistakes about not trying to force these group collaborative moments. Let it kind of happen naturally. You know what I'm saying? But back to these questions from the fans in the 116th episode. This fan is directed to you. Okay. Shout out to Lo-Fi Sunday. Which, you know what I'm saying, running the socials. And they asked, they must know you really a fan. They was like, hey, what's Meah's favorite lo-fi project from Lo-Fi Sunday?
Dang, there's so many. I would have to say, I think it's Forever With You.
Okay.
It's the name of it. I also like projects that can play into, I guess, the atmosphere I'm in. So with it being summer, I feel like it also really plays into the summer vibe. There's I'm a big fan of acoustic guitar, but also guitar in general. So like hearing certain things like that in the project I like. Okay. But I'm not gonna lie, I really admire I don't know. I feel like there's everyone here at Reach, or just the product that comes out of here, has a great way of just playing into different parts of our lives. Like, of course, the music here, and then the summer playlist, and then of course like the Christmas album, and then you have but like then what happens when you just want to chill? You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
I feel like Lo-Fi Sunday plays great into that. I've been a big fan of like slow mornings and slowness. So that really creates the soundtrack to like my slow, like, you know, like me having a vibe and just a sound to that. Like there's a lot of songs on there that I don't know, I say bumping, like what's it called? I think it's called Beach Chillin' and
you a fan for real. I don't know none of them songs. I ain't gonna lie.
But like there's a lot of good songs. Like even like surprised me. Like remember there was this song called, I think it's called Afternoon Read, I believe. It had like a little like bounce to it, and I was like, man, shout out to Logan, you really be killing it. So yeah, Lo-Fi Sunday, I always recommend it for everyone to tap into all different things that come out of this out of the label, because it does a good job. Because sometimes, I don't know about you, Ace, you just kind of want to just chill and vibe. You don't want to hear any words. You know what I'm saying? Like you just kind of like want something that's really like low key, and lo-fi music, and specifically Lo-Fi Sunday.
That's so good. And y'all go tap into Lo-Fi Sunday. Yeah. When you studying, when you doing some meditation, you praying, just just
chilling.
Sometimes you don't want to always be at a CHH concert. You know what I'm saying? You want to just chill, and that's just really good.
Just get a nice vibe. Okay, let's see this next one. Okay, so shout out, I'm gonna say Yuzuhi5908 on YouTube. It says, if you could give one piece of advice to young creatives trying to do something that has never been done before and not tone down their faith, what would you tell them?
Whoa. That's a loaded question.
That's
like something you take to your youth pastor or somebody. If you can give one piece of advice to creators trying to do something that's never been done before. I would say the one piece of advice I would give is to examine the why you want to do it before you get into the what you about to do. I think that would help ground some of your intentions. Because it's like, I think the problem, I'll be honest, this question, the problem I'm struggling with it, that's never been done before. It's never been done before is like, when I hear that, I hear mountaintop, explosive type, larger than life, ambitious energy that I'm not saying this person can't have, but I'm just like questioning, what does that really mean? Nothing that's been done before. I think just serve God and be dope. I mean, I don't know what else I don't know how else, as simple as that sounds, I don't have a mountaintop answer for that mountaintop question. Yeah. Just serve God, be dope, and trust that he gonna elevate or at his appointed time. That's kind of all I got.
I would say, and this is a big thing that I've learned just being here, we talk about it all the time, it's just, there's nothing wrong with reaching for it, like the ambition of it. At the end of the day, just always remember, like, you know, the real reason, like how you said this in the last episode, just the fact that you can't, whatever you build down here, you cannot take with you in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So having a certain level of like, sometimes people cling so much to something that they built, they make it their identity, and their joy is rooted in it, their peace is rooted in it, and you lose yourself. How was it to gain the world and lose your soul? You know what I'm saying? So you can build that thing, but don't forget at the end of the day that you can't take it with you. You know, so just have a healthy relationship with whatever you're building, that you being that visionary and that innovation. I
love that answer, and I think, guys, if you're gonna ask us questions like that, we're gonna give you some biblical.
Man.
I'm
at
sorry.
the end of the day,
I'm not actually no apology.
I told mine, because shout out to one of my middle school girls in my small group. Her name is Olivia. She's been calling me a lot, and she'll just say things like, "Oh, I care what people think. I don't want people to see me like this." She can always hear my Bible pages flipping, because she's like, "You opened up your Bible, didn't you?" Yeah, because if you think that I'm not about to give you Bible, not just because I'm your small group leader, but just for anything as a believer, it should always come back to that. So
what are we talking about?
Just know these answers gonna come with a lot of truth.
A lot of truth.
Come
on. Let's talk to him. You know what I'm saying? This next question comes from Taylor Little 1821 on YouTube. Most desired feature collab not yet accomplished. Wow. I know I have one in mind. Most desired feature. Yeah, I mean, it's an obvious one. I would like for Kendrick and Cray to get one. Oh, yeah. What? And I know it's people who struggle, but I feel like it can happen. I feel like it will happen. But not just for the Reach Records brand to be, you know, and the mission to be, but really more so for, like, I'm thinking about like mainstream culture impact. Like, what can be said on a record from both of them that would help people see God or the gospel in a light that they haven't seen before. Yeah. So that's what I'm more like curious. What kind of conversations, what kind of barbershop conversation would that spark? What kind of group chat conversation will be sparked by a song like that in culture? Yeah, I'm ready.
That would make so much noise.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like what we like. I
agree.
Imagine that in your group chats. Mm-hmm. Like Kendrick, one of the biggest artists in the world, doing a song with Lecrae, and there being a kingdom conversation in that song. That'd be fire.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, here's another one. He said,
"Hold on, I
agree.
Do you have a kingdom? You have a collaboration you want to see? No.
That.
Okay, all right.
You said it, and that's what I want. Right, that would be great.
Great.
Okay, next one. At Fresh Ice 116 on Instagram says, "What are major qualities of making a good song?"
Hey, I'm fresh for this one. Shout out to my boy Teron Thomas, T-Ron from R City, one of the biggest songwriters in the world in the pop space. Friend of mine.
I love R City. Oh my gosh, yeah.
He won Songwriter of the Year at the Grammys the year we won ours. So he's like a goated. I mean, Lizzo, Katy Perry. He's got accolades, and he was at a panel yesterday at the Recording Academy F4 event I was at. It was like a creative summit, and something he said that Quincy Jones told him before Quincy passed, when he was at an ASCAP event like years before. And Teron is a well-known songwriter in the music industry. And Quincy came up to him at one of these events, and he was like, I was surprised Quincy even knew who I was. And Quincy told Teron, "Hey man, you're dope." He said, you know what's the best advice I can give you as a songwriter? And Teron was like, "What?" And he said, "Don't worry about them verses. Make sure you have some great hooks. Make sure you have amazing choruses." He didn't use those exact words. He used some expletives I can't re-say. But he was like, "Man, bump them verses."
Yeah.
And I for the rapper, that can cut deep. And I don't think what Quincy was saying is like, don't care about your verse. In fact, I think I actually push really hard on verses. What he's saying is, nobody goes to see an artist to sing or perform a song that you don't know. The song.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You're going for the song. And why are certain songs bringing you to that person's concert to buy that ticket, to buy that merch? The song has to have something memorable in it. So that's my takeaway, is like, make sure there's some, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Gavin? Make sure, come on through, man. You on live. It's my boy Gavin, on 6 Life.
Shout out Gavin in the building.
Shout out West in the building.
Shout out West in the building. Hey.
It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Hey, having great choruses. And I would just say have memorable moments in your song. We don't go to see artists perform songs that we don't like.
No.
Am I tripping?
No, you're not.
So you got to make songs people like. And that generally is rooted in having something memorable in that chorus that people can resonate with. So yeah.
That's real. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Resident Genius _ on Instagram. It says, "Is it better to be humble and quiet about what the Lord has given you, or to be loud and share?"
You take that one, man.
Why you gotta give me that one?
Yeah, Resident Genius. He's humble and quiet.
Man, so I feel like there are moments when being humble is necessary. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when it comes to about what the Lord has given you,
right.
Shoot, God is my boast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like in a world, I am trying to be deep, man. In a world where everybody boasts about something, gives credit to something. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I don't know about you. I don't know about everybody else, Ace. I'm never gonna be quiet about what God's done for me. I feel like that speaks even to like our 116, like being unashamed about what God's done. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't be wrong. You can be, I feel like there's a difference between being humble and like your gifts and your talents, because like that can level you to a certain level of arrogance and pride that will tear you down. Now that's areas where you can be humble. But when it comes to what God has done, don't you ever be quiet about that. What? You know what I'm saying? You better testify and tell somebody.
Testify, tell somebody. That's great. I love that. And so yeah, his name was Resident Genius too.
I think so.
He's being very
very genius, forward thinking, very forward thinking,
very humble. That's
very humble.
I'm messing with you, bro. Christian Ajibodu. That's definitely a Ghanaian or Nigerian name. So. How do you determine when a song is okay for release sonically and lyrically? That's a great question. I think it's not necessarily a mathematical thing. Some of it is like, okay, this chorus has these elements that feel like a hook, feel like a single. So yeah, those things are sometimes true. But and then more importantly, sometimes it's a feeling. You just know when something feels right.
You just know.
It's in it. I was at a panel, this same panel that I was at yesterday. Another like really well-known creative named Tricky Stewart, worked with Beyonce. He's a hit maker. He's single ladies. He's goated, right? Platinum. But he said early on in his career, he used to feel like some of his hits would pop and some wouldn't. And with bigger artists, he'd always, and when he was younger, he'd be like, man, why did my song work? Y'all didn't push my art. Y'all didn't push this song. And he realized as he gotten older, some songs, you ain't got to push them because it does all the talking for itself. And I feel like if a song is great, if it's supposed to, impact the way it's supposed to, if God really wants to breathe on it, there's nothing I can do to stop it, right? There's nothing we can do. So I think let the song just kind of speak for itself. That'll let you know when it's ready. So, yes. We'll take a few more.
All right, yeah. Let's go to Jasmine Ortiz on YouTube. It says, what does unashamed mean to you personally in this season?
I would say for me personally is back to that. It's like every room that you're in, make sure you're bringing God with you into that room. And there's a way to do it based on the room you're in, but also every room that you're in, God wants you there for a reason. And I remember being at certain industry events, even recently, and just being like, you're asking me about music, I'm asking you about life, and then I'm sometimes not even knowing it, I'm going deeper down the emotional elevator and driving the conversation to talk about God.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's important. And to me, unashamed isn't necessarily about being loud in a way that's like irritating and obnoxious, but being rooted in your relationship with God in a way that it just oozes out of you. And that, and you pray that as you emit that light, it's attractive and then bringing people into the fold or into the conversation. So it's just like, I think it's just being reflective of what God's doing in you anyway. And then that's how you be unashamed. You don't have to be loud and like super expressive all the time, but just being reflective of the light that you know God already put in you. So yeah, that's how I would say. Yeah.
For me, shout out to Ron Starling. He's a really dope content creator, really dope. And I saw a post he made, a carousel post he did one time about him just being like locked in with God. And when that stood out to me was that he was showing practical ways, and he had a screenshot of like his alarms in his phone. And like in the morning time, it had like spend a moment with God. And then like at 2 p.m., it was just like have a moment with God right now. And like at 9 p.m., it would be like have one last moment with just you and God. And I don't know, something about that just spoke to me personally, because it's kind of like we just kind of think it's just about having God in our morning time, in our prayer closet, and then we just go about the rest of our day. But I think it's just about bringing, like you were saying, just bringing God along with us and just life in general. And for me, being unashamed in this season, I've taken that practicality on that Ron was talking about in my personal life. Just because I just feel like it's just, I want to be unashamed and bringing God in everything. You know what I'm saying? Taking a moment, whether it's hectic or things are slow, just to be like, well, okay, well, let me just put on this worship song real quick, or let me just talk to God real quick. Let me read something really quick and just see what that can dive into. Just being unashamed to bring him in all areas of my life, regardless of what I'm doing. My friends will see my phone go off. They say, hey, you got a moment with God? I say, oh, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I go off and I do whatever I want.
That's
you know,
amazing.
Why not?
I love that.
You know, so
that's hard.
I think that being unashamed just means just bringing him in everything, in all parts of your life.
That's dope, man. We got shout out Ron. Amazing content creator. We'll try to wrap it up here, man. Come back with some more questions. 116th episode. This is the 116 Life Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. I'm one of your hosts, Ace Harris, here with the amazing Meah Evans. We'll be right back, y'all.
And we're back here on the 116 Live here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 140. Ace Harris, Meah Evans checking in with our 116th episode,
Crazy.
man. And shout out to everyone. Y'all have dropped some really good questions. Shout out to Matt as well, been throwing us a layup, having all these questions here for us to be able to see. And we're going to dive into some more. This has actually been really, really, really good. We're going to read this one from Threads at Gisette. This person says, TDE has SZA. Dreamville has Ari Lennox. Does Reach Records have plans to sign a Christian R&B artist?
I love that question. Shout out to Zet. I do feel like I definitely would want to, partner with someone that's from the Christian R&B space. I think the culture is right for it. And we've actually, we've made some investment or, some creative, like really looking into that at the time. I mean, some artists, it's some things that just didn't work out, to be honest. But that's something that is a passion of mine, to platform somebody that's like in the singer R&B space. I feel like, I think that'd be really dope. I feel like there's Christian R&B is an expression that probably connects with people in ways that hip hop doesn't. So I would love to do that. It's a matter of like finding the right fit and finding the right, collaboration. But I mean, stay tuned. Maybe there's some things in the works. You know what I'm saying? So
it's been crazy seeing the rise that's been coming out of Christian R&B, even like interviewing people here, like we've had Sajay and interviewing Lee Vossi. Yeah. And I don't know, man, it's been really dope being able to see just the rise of it in general. It's been encouraging too, just because it's like just seeing us being able to have so many other different genres, even the group in Sweden, I believe, Lindy. Like they're so fire, So like everyone, there's so many great artists that are being dumped into this Christian R&B space. It's encouraging.
For sure, yeah. Let's see. Bars Nettie on Instagram says, wrong person. Who I'm reading? There you go.
You're right.
Oh, Taylor Little, another Ace dropping a verse on anyone's stuff anytime soon. No.
Get in the booth, Ace.
The fact that he thinks I can rap is pretty flattering.
Well, you said you used to be in a rap group.
I did say that.
You thought I forgot. You thought people forgot. We got you in 4K.
Look, I would say that being able to rap and being a rap artist are two different things.
Facts.
Not everybody, like, have you seen the Will Smith freestyles online? you have seen them? Mm-hmm. Shout out Uncle Will.
Why would you say that?
I'm an action star.
But you're right.
Yo, please don't kill me.
But you're right. There are two totally different things.
Dang, I feel bad. Shout out Will Smith. I mean, you know what? Being able to rap and actually pursuing it as a rap, pursuing the idea of like getting like projecting yourself as a rapper.
Artistry.
Two
totally different things.
Like, shout out to Clips, you know what I'm saying? Malice, you know what I'm saying? Ace, the adult contemporary rap, for some people it's aging well. For some, I need to
hang it up.
Get on these podcast mics.
Get at them red tables. And move on, brother. But salute to you.
Hey, man, look. That's why I ain't rapping, y'all.
Bro, that's why we don't want that from Ace.
You want to see me out here doing with the mic hanging down?
Ace.
You want to see?
We want you to make your wife and your family proud. Yeah, and that wouldn't be it. We love Ace where he at, right?
Yeah, right.
We want him to stick to his day job. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got
Want to scroll down some? Or
yeah, can you scroll up a little bit for us, Matt? See what other questions we got going. Oh, here's one. I think I would say Nisi the Dancer on YouTube. It says, what's the best way to make connections within the Christian music industry? Pull
up on Meah Evans.
Why me?
Because she can put you on. Because she can put you on her platform.
Well, people pull up on you. You pull up on them in the studio. But in all seriousness, I'm not sure if you mean just Christian music as a whole. But if I could speak to Christian hip hop specifically, I think the best way to make connections is to be genuine and don't go into it trying to. There's nothing wrong with networking, but there's a certain connotation that comes with networking that sometimes you can be clout chasey and opportunistic, and it feels shallow, and I'm not a big fan of that, only because at the end of the day I've also gained community within the CHH space, and at the end of the day not looking at people as opportunities, looking at them as people, you know what I'm saying? So of course I would say meet people, go to the events, concerts, whatever, and talk to people. Definitely do that. Push yourself out there and do that, and talk to people who you don't know, people who you feel are not important. Talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't go in it trying to talk to, I gotta make sure I go and I talk to Lecrae. I make sure I talk to Ace. You know what I'm saying? Talk to everybody in the room. And then based off of those relationships, whoever you click with and whoever you vibe with, build off of that, but don't do it off of followers. Don't do it off of clout. Don't do it off of awards and accolades. Do it off of people who you see genuine, good character. And you know what I'm saying? So build off of that first. And then whoever you end up, maybe you do link up with Ace, you get his connect, or you do link up with another artist or producer, whoever. And that's great. But even if they aren't the biggest person in the world, don't negate that. People are still people, they're valuable. And make sure you let them know that they have value, regardless of what they do and who they are.
I think that's dope. And I think also for me personally, sometimes if it's in you and you got it, you don't always, sometimes I think people are like, hey, check me out and just give me some feedback. Sometimes it's like, hey, I'm a Christian hip hop artist, or this is what I do. Here's my stuff. I mean, if you ever get a chance, check me out, and it's good meeting you. And just leave it at that. Don't always prompt a response from somebody for your art. Because sometimes it's like, yo, it's a lot.
Yeah, expect nothing, but appreciate everything.
Well said. I killed it. What else we got? Wes from Instagram. I think is that the West who works here. What's been your favorite episode to film? I don't know. I think that's what comes to what comes to mind.
Ooh, favorite episode with the guests.
Yeah, I think with a guest would be a good one.
Dang, Ace, we're talking about a lot of episodes, man. If I could think at the top of my head recently, I really enjoyed the Sock Passe interview. That was really good
Sock
to
Passe,
me.
That's my dog. Yeah.
Just seeing the things that, one, I even loved knowing y'all's relationship and y'all connection. I love when we're able to bring people that we genuinely have friendship and relationship with. So seeing y'all's camaraderie was cool. But even just hearing the heights that he's reached, but even the roles he's played here at Reach with producing Coming In Hot, the things he's done with Shabuzi, and even hearing his background story of how it all pointed back to God and him giving God credit. And I don't know, something about that episode that was super inspiring. I was we need episodes like this are prime.
I totally agree.
Anything come to your mind?
I thought that the Joel Barnes episode stood out. Just the way that he professed his faith. Proclaimed it. It was like, man, I mean, I think a couple of clips got kind of but he was literally it was real ministry that was happening. And it was just like, man, this is great. I'm glad we get to do this. So those kind of messages kind of be out into the world. You know what I'm saying? So that blesses people. So that was a fire one. There's so many today. I think some of our the clip that you had going viral was about growing up in the black church.
Man, that's crazy that went viral, bro. I was like, what do you mean 1 million views on this? What out of all things I'm saying?
Do you get people walk up to you now because of that clip?
No.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely not.
Cap?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. I think I could probably take one or two more and kind of but everything is so music related. How do you gauge if you're relevant or not? That's a good one. That's why I said Barnes Nettie earlier, but I fumbled your name and which question you asked, but this is your actual question on Instagram. He asked, as a creative, how do you gauge if you're relevant or not? How do you gauge if you're relevant? I think I will point back to scripture and about how in Proverbs it talks about letting others profess you and not yourself. I don't think you need to internally gauge your relevancy. It's gonna be your relevant voice will speak back to you because people will tell you, it'll show you. So it'll come from a community affirming what God's doing through. So I don't know if you need to like personally like gauge what you're doing and say, is it relevant in culture? Yeah. I think you need to be like centered in what God is doing in you. Do it well, do it with excellence. And if it's relevant, you'll know about it based on the feedback you're getting from how it's encouraging people. You know what I'm saying? So I think you holding up what you're doing to this relevant standard is probably not healthy and probably a little problematic. I would say focus on your local expression and what you're doing. And then if God is using you in it and it's connecting with people, that is a sign of it being relevant. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily you gauging for some kind of like external metric. I think that's problematic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think just thinking about this in real time, because I'm not gonna lie, I was wrestling with this question, seeing it. I think it may be more beneficial to start from, because when you think of being relevant, like you were saying, you kind of look out first and think, okay, what can I do? But just looking at what you already genuinely, this is so good, thank you, Holy Spirit. What you genuinely create and how is it relevant to, you know what I'm saying? How can this relate to culture? How can this impact culture? I just think that you going from the inside out would not drive you up a wall, because relevancy, like especially in today's culture, everything's changing. 1 minute, this is a hot topic, and then we've moved on 2 days later, maybe That's even true. Like an hour That's later. True. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you'll drive yourself up a wall trying to remain relevant and be current, opposed to, okay, you just create. Just do what you can and what speaks to you and what you naturally see. And then while you are looking out, I think it is still important for you to be submerged in culture, because Jesus was submerged in culture. And then whatever you created on the inside, if it's able to speak to what's relevant, let that speak.
Well said, Meah.
That was good.
Yeah. Well said. I love that. Yeah. Because I think some of that is like looking for some type of external validation to validate what you're doing as relevant or not. And it's like, if it's relevant, it'll relate to people. And if you just relate to people from where you're at, you can be relevant to your family members.
Facts. And that's being relevant.
That's really relevant. Don't there's not some cultural gauge. I think that's looking for that. It can be problematic and probably.
Yeah, that's good. Ace.
I feel like, man, we've done a good little job here. You know what I'm saying? 116th episode. What are your final thoughts like in general? How this platform has blessed you, and how it served you well. The 116 life.
The instrumental, the ending music. No, I think this show was really great, just because I think you were saying this earlier, just being able to attack different avenues. And I think it's so funny, because I think I remember a while ago, I think the Lord was reminding me of a moment where I always thought, I was like, it would be cool if Reach had a show, like a radio show or something. Like, I remember thinking this a long time ago. And when the Lord was reminding me of that, I just, of course, got grateful, because I'm being in a position to be able to do this alongside you and to be able to speak to those who are living an unashamed life, curious about the unashamed life, wanting to explore the unashamed life. So I think it's great of being able to, the show to be able to add to the legacy, you know, of what the unashamed movement is, in a different avenue, in a different vehicle, but all under the same umbrella. So I'm not gonna lie, I carry this, I personally carry this, doing this show with a lot of gratitude, and I take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it lightly, just because I know if God can do a lot through just music here, a lot through just lo-fi instrumentals here, through merch here, He can do anything even with the show. So that would be my answer. What would you say for you? How is it? What do you think about the show, meaning what it means to like the legacy, 116, even to you personally? Yeah,
I mean, I think you said so much, or I mean, I like retweet all that. But I feel like it's just been cool to have this conversation, and also be like I think sometimes at a record label, you know, they say like, what's that word I've heard before? Like vision leaks. And I feel like this has been a cool way for the vision to leak. I think sometimes people who are been following the movement, following the mission, at times would like to hear more about what is the why behind what we do. They know it, they've seen it, but sometimes having a platform for it to be discussed. I think also like the why behind certain songs and all that has been really cool. So I think that has been like really cool to have like, hey, here's some, because I mean, I think obviously you get it from the artist, but I think having like what's the why behind the record label side, and me being on the label side has been helpful to some of the fans to connect with the mission in a deeper way. Yeah. And I think that's been really fun. And whether it's like 100 views or 100,000 or a million, I think that vision has been able to leak out even more. So